Hello again. It's me. You're here. And I guess we're gonna do this thing again. Today, we're returning to the golden egg theory. Because after making the first episode, I realized there were a few things I wanted to clarify. In the original episode, I talked about creativity through the story of the goose that lays golden eggs. You are the goose. The things you create are the eggs. Some of those eggs are golden. The basic idea was that you can't keep demanding meaningful work from yourself while ignoring the condition of the person making it. I still believe that. I also think the theory can become a little dangerous if you misunderstand it. You could hear, wait for the golden egg, and start waiting forever. You could decide that an idea is not worth making unless it feels special immediately. You could start treating every piece of work like it needs to be a masterpiece, which is a great way to become extremely dramatic and end up making nothing. So I want to expand the idea. Most of your eggs are probably not going to be golden, and that's okay. Some of them are practice eggs. Some of them are weird eggs. Maybe some of them are the kind of eggs you look at a year later and think, I can't believe I posted this egg. I know they're not golden, but those eggs are still important. I think we sometimes imagine that creative people are constantly receiving brilliant ideas and then simply choosing which one to make. My experience, and that of others I've spoken to, is much less elegant. A lot of ideas begin as a note on my phone that really makes no sense. Sometimes I write down a title and have no idea what the actual episode would be. There are the voice notes I record because I think I've discovered something super important, and then listen to it later and just hear 10 minutes of me walking, breathing, mentioning the Casimir effect and breath work. I don't know what that was about. The ideas usually don't arrive finished. They need you to spend time with them, and you have to make versions that aren't very good. Then you look at that version and try to figure out what you were actually trying to say. The process can feel disappointing, especially when the idea felt perfect in your head. Inside your head, the episode is moving, funny, intelligent, listener's life. Then you sit down to write it, and the first paragraph sounds just horrible. I mean, are you listening to this? This is normal. The first draft is allowed to be bad. I'm saying that to myself too because I have a habit of wanting the first version to already sound like it's like the final draft. That creates a lot of unnecessary pressure in my life. A golden egg might begin as something that looks completely ordinary. You often don't know what the work is until you're already making it. And this is why practice is really important, because you can't just create when you're inspired. Inspiration helps, but creativity is also an actual skill. You need to do reps, just like a sport, just like fighting, just like anything. You need to do reps. The hard part is finding a balance between forcing yourself to produce constantly and waiting around for a perfect mood that might never arrive. Personally, I don't have a clean formula for that. I wish I did. It would make recording this much easier. I think you learn the difference, but super slowly. There are times when an idea needs more time. There are also the times where you're avoiding work because starting is just so uncomfortable. It's hard to tell the difference between those two states. When I'm actually letting an idea develop, I usually still feel connected to it in some way. I keep thinking about it, I notice stuff that I might mention with it or incorporate into it. The idea is moving, even if I'm not super ready to finish it. When I'm avoiding something, I usually feel a completely different kind of tension. I know what I need to do, but I keep finding reasons to do literally anything else. Suddenly cleaning my room feels really important. I start researching equipment I don't need. I look at fonts, I convince myself the entire project can't continue until I've reevaluated everything about myself. It's safe to say that's probably avoidance. I'm not trying to give you permission to hide from the work in the golden egg theory. It's permission to stop treating yourself like a machine. Those are two very different things. Another part of this theory has to do with the internet. The internet rewards consistency. YouTube rewards regular uploads. Social media rewards frequent posts. People tell creators to stay visible, keep feeding the algorithm, build momentum, and avoid disappearing. I guess some of that advice is useful. If you never release anything, no one can find your work. At the same time, the pressure to stay visible can make you forget why you even started creating in the first place. Usually you start with an idea you care about. Then you learn about titles, thumbnails, retentions, and all the other things that help this stuff reach more people. I use those things. I care about them. I want people to find Idiot Mystic. The problem for me starts when strategy comes into play before the idea does. You can start asking how something will perform before you have asked whether you actually want to say it. It's a pretty gross feeling. I've made things because I thought I should. Sometimes the finished product was technically fine. The words and structure were there and the topic made sense, but I could still tell I just wasn't there. That's a horrible feeling. You've created something, but it doesn't feel like you. I think audiences can feel that too, even if they can't always explain it. There's a difference to me between a person sharing something they've been thinking about and a person filling a space on a content schedule. The content schedule or calendar thing may be useful, but I don't think it should become the source of your work. This has become even more complicated because it's easier than ever to make a thing look finished. You can take a rough thought, clean it up, and design something around it and put it online really fast. That is helpful, obviously, but it also removes the awkward stuff that makes your thoughts yours, or at least makes them present as belonging to you. I guess even the way I'm saying this, I sound stupid. I sound like an idiot, but here we are. I've been thinking about this a lot because I keep trying to refine the way I speak for the podcast, but then I end up sounding like a replicant. Well, I guess replicants sound like humans, but I think you get it. Sometimes a sentence is technically better after it's been polished, but it sounds way less like what the person was originally going to say. Sometimes a tiny joke or an extra detail, or the part in the conversation where you say, I don't know what I'm saying, is the part that makes people feel connected to you. I've learned over time that people don't want the cleanest version. At least not real people. They want the version with you still inside it. That doesn't mean I'm saying editing is bad. Please edit. I'm gonna edit this, but I'll leave that in there. I've heard enough podcasts where someone refuses to edit. I used to not edit Idiot Mystic back when we used to do video interviews, and the videos were 3 hours long, and sometimes I just spend time rambling in circles. Editing is a mercy, honestly. The goal is just to improve the work without sanding away everything that's human. And I guess that's part of protecting the golden egg too. I'm not just saying the golden egg is one of your best ideas. It's a good idea that still feels connected to the person who made it. I also think creators need to have parts of life that aren't immediately turned into material or content. This is hard when your work is personal. Conversations, hard days, even just hanging out with my parents or arguing with them gives me ideas. I start seeing episodes everywhere. It's pretty cool, but it also makes me feel like I'm just always stressed about what I should make next. And I know the views aren't too great on YouTube, but we're going crazy on Spotify, so I'm not talking to a phantom audience anymore. I guess what I'm saying is you need to read things that have nothing to do with your niche. You need to go outside and be bored sometimes and have thoughts that don't become posts. The goose needs a life. I said I was going to expand the metaphor, but I'm still talking about the goose. I'm trying to control myself. My point is that creativity needs material, and the only way you get that material is by living. If all you do is consume other people's content and create your own content, eventually your work starts becoming content about content, which is a thing, but I think it makes things thinner and more shallow. Our own lives are where the strange details come from, the weird stuff that happens to us, the annoying places we've lived, the creepy people we've known. I'm going to stop using adjectives, but our old mistakes and beliefs, even our memories even those partial memories that we don't fully understand. This is where I think specificity starts adding meaning, and comparison can definitely interfere with this. You see someone else doing well, and suddenly whatever you're doing feels smaller. They might have better equipment, they might be more consistent, speak more confidently, have 1 million views. Your video has 17 views, or 0 like some of mine. This can make you change what you're doing in ways that have nothing to do with your actual taste. You start trying to sound like them, you choose topics because they chose them. You start making shorts with Brazilian funk because that's what's trending. I'm sorry. You end up making whatever you're doing faster or simpler because their version seemed to succeed. I do think learning from other people is useful, but if you're losing your own voice while you're studying them, that's much less useful. With the golden egg theory, I wasn't trying to say your egg is better than everyone else's egg. I still can't believe that's a real sentence that I'm saying and sharing, but anyway. It means your work has to come from your process. Someone else's success can't tell you exactly what you're supposed to make. It can show you what's possible, and maybe even teach you a skill or inspire you. But then you have to go back to your own work. There's another part of the theory that I didn't talk about enough the first time. Eventually, you have to release the egg. You cannot wait forever. Perfectionism ends up disguising itself as respect for the creative process. You tell yourself the project is still developing. You make one more change, then another. You keep waiting for the moment when you feel completely confident, and honestly, that moment might never come. It's happened to so many of my projects. At some point, all the work has taught you everything it can teach you in private, and you actually need it to enter the world. And I know that's scary because the work changes once other people can see it. People might misunderstand it or hate it. People might leave comments so mean that you question reality itself. You know who you are, comment trolls. The project might receive very little attention. This video might get 2 views. Look at my YouTube. Trust me, I know that hurts. I still don't think creators need to pretend they're above caring about the response. Of course you care. You spent time making something and hoped it would reach people. The danger is letting the response decide whether the work had any value. Some things reach people slowly. Some things help a small number of people. Like, honestly, think about vitamins or medicine or exercise or studying. Some things really take time to develop. Some things you do end up teaching you how to make the next thing, and some things fail simply because they're not very good. That happens too. You can learn from that without deciding that you're no longer creative. The golden goose is still the golden goose, even after an egg flops. That might be the main thing I wanted to say in this part. Your ability to create now can't be measured only by the performance of the last thing you made. Just because you have one piece of work that's successful, that doesn't make you permanently brilliant. And a failed piece of work doesn't make you permanently useless. You make something, you learn, you return. Over time, some of the work becomes golden. You may not always know which piece it will be. The episode you almost did not release might be the one someone remembers. The idea you thought was too specific might reach exactly the right person. The short that goes viral might be one that you made in 2 seconds, and the thing you spent months and months on might quietly disappear into oblivion. It seems like creativity is pretty unfair, but I guess it's also interesting, right? So Golden Egg Theory Part 2 is about giving ideas enough time to become real, while still being willing to do the work. It's about making practice eggs without feeling ashamed of them. Maybe this episode itself is a practice egg. I don't know. It's about protecting your own voice from pressure and comparison, and the weird pressure to turn every part of your life to something you can publish or monetize. You should release the work when it's ready enough, then allow yourself to move on. And most importantly, this is about remembering that you're still a person, even when you're not producing your thing. You're still valuable when the ideas are just in your head, and you're still creative even when the last thing was a complete flop. We're still allowed to enjoy making things before we know if anyone else will care about it or not. Thanks for hanging out with me again. I can't believe all of you are here. If you listened to the first Golden Egg Theory episode, I hope this gave the idea a little more shape. If you didn't listen to the first one, I hope this still made sense. I think I've now said the word egg enough times that it just sounds wrong to me. So until next time, please take care of your creativity. Please make the bad draft and release the good enough version. And remember, you are the goose. Yeah, I'm keeping that part. Bye.